for our fall focus has been to try to get the starting 3 guys honed in as perfectly as possible, and then get Dante and Jabril to come take the next step as far as learning all the intricacies of the defense, and also to understand that those 5 guys had to be very, very important in special teams. But I think going into the season, we felt like, you know, we had 3 starting linebackers, but the 2 guys behind him, Dante Cook and Jabril Mines, they played significant roles last year. So if you talk to those guys, you know, during the spring and during the preseason, they're not necessarily ready to concede that the 3 starting jobs are taken. What we'd like to develop is a rotation system with Evan and Jabril and Dante and Wes, so that they can keep those guys fresh and do a good job on special teams. So we're expecting Dante and Jabril to, you know, continue to move forward, not only in the learning of the defense, but also in the understanding of what we require out of those guys. Well, the biggest positive is that you know what to expect when the bullets start flying. You know, right? You know, yeah, untested talent. Those guys may look really good in drills or be really aggressive or really physical, but then once you start going 11 on 11 and things start happening really fast, so sometimes they have a tendency to make mistakes they haven't been making. When you have guys like Evan and Wes and Jake, you know what those guys are going to do in game situations, so you know, you don't worry about that as much. I think it's kind of early to tell about the younger players for us. You know, watch them go through drills and watch them work. They're doing a really good job. We've got some quality young guys. You know, we got two backup middle linebackers, Andy Topping and Ben Castor, who this is their 2nd year going through that position. They're improving and working hard. We've got a couple freshman linebackers, Alex Goodman and Matt Pockett, who've done a good job so far. Omar Francis is a 3rd-year guy who's trying to work in there and help give us some depth at the will backer. And then we moved Quincy September down to the Sam backer, and he's learned the position, you know, through camp and doing things well and working hard. Jake's had some great success over the past 2 years as a full-time starter. He's done a great job, you know, running the show defensively. He's kind of like our quarterback. Our expectations for Jake is for him to take the next step, the natural progression. He knows the defense as well as anybody out there. Now we just need to get him to continue to impart his knowledge on the younger guys, and also to take what he knows and what he's learned and what he sees on film through film study, and you know, anticipate things happening and just continue to, you know, to grow and develop as a linebacker. I think the best part for me is actually the time on the field practicing. That's when I really like to get hands-on with the guys and make sure they're, you know, they know we're working hard and doing everything, so when games start, you know, we're going to be in top condition. So I like the practice time the best. Camp has been very taxing physically, but I felt like coming in, our guys from watching them in the summer were in good condition. I think Coach Sauer and Coach Rich did a good job this summer preparing them for the heat, and I think they've done a really good job through the first segment of practices, you know, acclimating to the heat and working hard. I thought their fitness level was pretty high. Well, I think that, you know, the preseason hype about the linebackers is good for our guys. It gives them confidence and gives them energy. But the bottom line is we know that we're only going to be as good as those guys in front of us are. And, you know, part of the reason why we were successful last year was, you know, was Adrian and Sean and you know, CJ. Those guys did a great job eating out blocks and letting us run. So this year, we're counting on Stover, we're counting on Robbie, we're counting on Marcus, we're counting on JP, counting on those guys to do their job, Harold, and that'll continue to free us up. But going in, we feel like we've got to be kind of the backbone of the defense because we have so much experience back, and I think those guys are excited about that. And you know, I think they've risen to the challenge as far as what we've asked them, from practice time to film time to meeting time, and having so much experience back. You know, it's kind of like we're talking about the defensive staff. With me and the linebackers, you know, we kind of, you know, finish each other's thoughts. You know, if I say something, I'll get to the end of it, and Jake or Evan or Wes will know what I'm going to say to them next. And so that's good. The only problem with that is that the young guys kind of miss out because I don't explain things nearly as good as I did last year or the year before. So we have to go back with the young guys individually and say, okay, now when I was talking about this, and they were finishing my sentence, this is what you need to know. This is what they were seeing or saying or how it was opening up to them. Try football, expect excellence.